Hi, we're Richard and Jackie from Early Retirement Wanderlust.
We've just woken up in sunny Shropshire and we have been staying on a CAMpRA site, which is a campaign for real heirs in the UK site. And we just thought we'd share with you how we get on.
We had a wonderful day yesterday at the NEC at the Camping, Caravan and Motorhome show. And then we looked at the weather forecast for the Dales, and yet again it was going to be chucking it down. So we decided we'd have a couple of nights away trying to find the good weather.
So I looked on Park for the Night, which is one of the go-to apps that I look at to try and find just somewhere to stay over, because a lot of campsites are closed at this time of year. And we found this place. It is Moorside Farm in Shropshire near Market Drayton, and it was set up by the CAMpRA campaign. That's something that I've followed for quite a few years on Facebook. They are a group that are helping farmers and local landowners set up little campsites where you can only have 5 people, and most of the time they don't have any facilities, so we've never used any of them before. But this one popped up, it was near where we wanted to stay, and they've got a toilet, so it was perfect for us.
So we're going to have a pretty steady couple of days. We booked in for a couple of nights. We're not sure what we're going to do. It's beautiful out, so we're just going to go for a bit of a walk, and then we'll catch up with you later on our thoughts of this whole experience, because it's something that's completely new to us.
Yeah.
We had a lovely walk, but as always, I think I sort of under or overestimated the distance. Turns out it was 5 kilometres into Market Drayton, so if you are staying here, it's probably easier to take the bikes in because it was all down quiet roads. But it was a lovely walk into Market Drayton, and to be honest, it was a bit of a quiet place.
Yeah, and because we'd done such a long walk, I thought that we'd earned ourselves a drink. We were actually looking for a little cafe to go for a coffee, and then I spotted and I don't know how to pronounce it because there's lots of controversy within the pub, the Jules or Jowls Brewery, and what a find that was.
Yeah, we couldn't quite believe it because the brewery was just behind an old pub, and you wouldn't really know because you can't actually go through the front door of the pub, you have to go round the back. But then it just opened up into this amazing brew house.
So I spotted a sign for something called the Mouse Room and decided I'd go and have a little bit of an explore. And where we're from in the Yorkshire Dales, there is a famous carpenter called Robert Thompson who's called the Mouse Man of Kilburn. And it turns out this Mouse Room is actually made up from panels and bits of furniture that the Jowls Brewery have gathered over the years from different collections of Robert Thompson. And one of the things that you can do while you're there is search for the tiny little wooden carved mouse that Robert Thompson put into all of his pieces of furniture.
It was just beautiful. It was like going home. My dad was a massive fan and a little bit of a envied collector of Robert Thompson woodwork. So it was just like going home, and yeah, I really wish that Dad could have seen it. But an amazing place. And what else in terms of a pub would have a massive, deep, freshwater well in the middle of the pub? Bonkers.
Turns out, doing a little digging into the history, that the original well is what they used for the brewery to brew into beer, and they still use the spring water from underneath somewhere.
So we had a lovely afternoon. We didn't actually drink that much. We played loads of dominoes. It's a sort of pub that encourages games, so they've got a big box of games that you can play. Wow, it has to be possibly the cheapest pint in Britain. Indian IPA, which was just amazing, for £4.30 a pint. It was incredible.
Yeah, so we've had a really lovely afternoon. We didn't intend to go to the pub, didn't even drink a lot while we were there, but we just had a really nice afternoon. And then we've got back to the van. So a little bit about how we found the Aire. Like I said in the intro, for a couple of years now, I've followed a Facebook group called CAMpRA, which is the campaign for real airs. And it's a movement of people that wanted to create French-style airs within the UK so that there was a cheaper, affordable way for people to go camping in their motorhomes. And this is one of them. Most of them are small airs. You can only have up to 5 motorhomes or campervans at a time on site, and they don't have any facilities. But like I said, this one we did find that has a toilet, which is just a bonus for us because we don't have any onboard facilities. The Facebook page doesn't have a directory of where you find these sites, but they list them on an app called Search for Sites, which is a paid app. It's not very expensive and it is just fabulous.
It's also on Google as well, so it has a direct telephone number. You have to ring to book because it's limited places. It does have a toilet. It's a bit of a unique situation in terms of when you do book, you get the code for the owner's garage and you let yourself in around the back of the garage. The amazing thing is you've got to go through a little greenhouse, and that's the home of 2 peacocks, which are just massive and elegant and beautiful, and they don't bother you. But yeah, and it's got a water point, it's got fire pits. We've just had a lovely fire outside, and for £8 a night, it's unreal.
Yeah, and the fact that it's so close to the little market town of Market Drayton, it's been a really lovely little break that was quite impromptu. We only rang up a couple of days to ask about it and we had a blast. Actually, the main reason that we are down in the Midlands wasn't to come to Market Drayton and to stay at this site. We've actually been to visit the NEC.
I'm not going to say why we've been to the NEC because that's going to come in a future video, but just the opportunity to take a couple of extra days that hasn't cost very much at all.
It's Friday night. We're going to make ourselves a little Chinese fakeaway meal in the van, and then tomorrow we're heading off home again.
So it's been a short break, but we know that probably the weather's going to break tomorrow, so we're going to head off home, and that's about it. So see you later.
Bye.